Are Dorit and PK really broken up? Is Tori Spelling dating somebody new? And why won't Leah McSweeney leave Bravo alone if she hates them so much? I got Donna Bowling here, and we're going to break it all down for you. And we're also going to give you a little recap of last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Get ready. Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Peter, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Peter podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on The Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in. What up, everybody? What's today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. So lots of tea to break down. I can't do it alone because I need somebody that can give me just like a daily dose of like some hot tea and some hot takes. And the best person for it is the one and only Miss Donna Bowling.
I'm here with some tea.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you? I just did your show last week, right?
Yeah, I think it was last week. Was it last? Time is flying. I don't even know, but I want you to be on my show every week.
Yeah, I know. People love when we collab together. If it wasn't last week, it was the week before. My days are all mixed up. The other day I came on the podcast. I was like, happy Monday. And then I was like, oh shit, it's Thursday.
Yeah. I think Halloween actually kind of screwed it up for us because there's no world in which Halloween should not like only be on a Saturday. It needs to just be a Saturday event. This Halloween, October 31st is for the birds. And honestly, I would like to start a new law. I'm going to be petitioning for it this weekend at BravoCon that Halloween is only on Saturdays.
Yes. Halloween from now on is no longer going to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, a Thursday or a Friday, I'll accept on like rare occasion. Like
Thursday, I'm down.
Like a leap year vibe. But no, not on a Tuesday. It doesn't work for me. No, I always say in my house, it's not Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It's today. That's what day it is. It's
okay.
Today.
Okay, I'm into this. I wish I could go with that, but unfortunately with kids, if every day was just today, I'd be so screwed. You have to be so on top of their schedules. It's too much for me.
I just go based off of what my calendar says needs to get done today. I look at my calendar, I'm like, okay, this is today.
Yeah, like one day at a time.
One day.
You're an early morning riser like I am. Can you believe how dark it's like dark at 7 a.m.?
I know. Well, I'm up at 4, so I'm used to it being pitch black in the morning.
Why are you up at 4? Because of the dogs, yeah?
The dogs, yeah. And I just kind of fell into that routine. So I'm up at 4, I work out at 6, take the dogs for a walk. We start taping at 8:30. You know, we do
Wow, you really should be less lazy in your life, Zack.
Somebody asked me, they're like, what is your motivation to get up and work out in the morning? I was like, dogs. They're up at 4, so then I'm up at 4. I've always been an early bird. I've always been up like at 6, but
yeah. I was at my gym this morning at 5:30. I like an early morning workout. It's so nice because we also have so much catch up to do before we go live on our shows and stuff, and it just gives you more time.
Yes, and it gives you like good mental clarity, but I feel like by 12 p.m. I've had a full day, and my days I'm like, I have to do more, but by 12 p.m. that's when everybody else is up and be like, let's have meetings.
How am I going to survive Vegas this weekend?
Oh my God, are you excited about BravoCon?
Well, okay, so here, yes, but I've decided to only go to BravoCon on Saturday because I know myself and I know my capabilities, and I'm getting there tomorrow, and I don't want to rush over there just for like an hour. So I'm getting there tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm going to see Amy Phillips' Cabaret Me. Yeah. And that will be really fun. We have a fun dinner planned. And then Saturday, I'll go to BravoCon. And I'm planning on going alone, meeting up with a couple people that I know that will be there, but alone. And I'm doing it for the Daily Dose of Donna fans. So I'm going to do what I can do. But I've never been to BravoCon. I'm a little bit overwhelmed and nervous.
Okay, it's very overwhelming. It's going to be a lot to take in. But here's the thing. There are so many other fun things that you can do outside of BravoCon. Like you have like Cabaret Me, or you have like everybody's doing live shows and all of that stuff. That like it's going to be an experience. You just need to go into it with a game plan. Be a mom on a mission. And just
I don't want to have a game plan. I just want to go. I don't have.
Listen, that can be fun too. But just know you're going to be pulled in so many different directions.
Okay, you guys. We can do this. I feel like this is my prep year, and next year I'm going all in.
Yes, and it is Vegas, so you can start drinking first thing.
First thing, Vegas has the best casino Bloody Marys. I'm convinced of it.
Yes, that is true. When I was in Vegas for Erica's show, I was living on Bloody Marys in the morning.
By the way, Erica on your show this week caused little Zack Peter to be in every single publication. Zack Peter became Dateline.
Never in my life would I have imagined that I would be trending online next to John Hamm and Eric and Jane. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Listen, it was a great interview. I did have one fellow podcaster friend that was a little shady towards me about it.
Oh no.
Which was kind of like strange, but listen, we all just have to support each other and uplift each other and, have each other's back.
Yeah. I'm so sorry about that. It's interesting. The whole, this is my first year doing this Bravo content creation. And so, and like podcasting about reality TV and pop culture. So I'm still such a newbie and I'm kind of like figuring it out. I just want everyone to be friends, but I understand in careers, like there's a whole world out there behind the scenes of the podcasters. There is no question.
Oh yeah. Yes. You just have to be good and stay good.
Totally. Be good and stay good. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to tattoo that on and I'm going to tell Mauricio's mom about it.
That could be the tagline. Be good and stay
good.
Well, you're going to be at my live show, my No Filter Friendsgiving show on November 19th at the Bourbon Room, guys. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com.
I'm so excited.
To be November 19th at the Bourbon Room.
Yeah.
Your tickets at
nofilterlive.com.
I'm going to pin it so people can see it.
Oh, smart.
It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be, I'm still planning the show and what's going to happen and who's going to do what and how we're going to make it all work, but it's going to all work by November 19th. I promise.
Yes. I'm planning on going to strip, right? Like that's the goal.
Striptease. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I told my husband and my kids. I was like, guys, I have a very important striptease on November 19th at the Bourbon Room.
Oh, wait, look at Brian said, rules for vlogging. Be good and throw Chardonnay.
Well, then you won because that's what you do.
Winning.
I've got to get my shard.
Get the shard ready. Okay, let's dive into, let's see, what do we want to start with first? I guess we could start with Dorit and PK.
Let's do it.
So it was just reported in Us Weekly that they're taking a little bit of time apart and that they're currently going to counseling. They want everybody to know that they remain a united front for their kids. They're just taking a little time to figure things out for themselves. They say that they're still committed. They're working through things amicably. We saw their statement in People last week. Garcelle was just on Watch What Happens Live. She says that she's shocked and sad. She didn't really confirm anything, but she said that if the rumors are true, if they're true, then Dorit would be devastated, which, of course, because it's her marriage. And then Dorit was actually just on Page Six's virtual reality podcast with Evan Reel, who's also going to be at the Bourbon Room with us on November 19th. And Dorit was just on their podcast, and she said that the last couple of years have been challenging because PK dove into work right after the home invasion. It was tough. He wasn't much of an emotional anchor, but she says that they're not split. They haven't split. They're not separated, and she's definitely not dating Morgan Wade.
Dorit's not dating Morgan Wade?
Dorit's not dating Morgan.
Okay, one housewife down. Okay, we'll check on the rest of them. So what are your thoughts?
I agree. I think she went through the home invasion. She really struggled and she needed somebody to really be an emotional support system for her, and he wasn't able to do that. And enough time has passed that I think he's like, how are you not over it? I think it's kind of the Brit in him that's kind of like, all right, move on. Like you survived. Some people were having like some theories that maybe it really was an insurance fraud sort of situation. So he knows Dorit was never really in any real danger. And so that's why he's taking it a little lightly, because he's like, okay, like get over it. You weren't really in any danger. They didn't hurt you. I told them not to hurt you, allegedly. But I think that they're struggling. And I think she's now realizing that if he can't show up for her emotionally, she's able to provide for herself financially, that she doesn't need him.
Well, okay. So it's interesting because, and we'll talk a little bit about last night's episode, but in last night's episode, a big portion of it was this huge over the top actually incredibly silly feeling and watching, like cringeworthy surprise that PK put on for Dorit to kind of symbolize their anniversary or their love and whatever. Okay. You know those people that all they do is talk about how amazing their life is or how amazing their relationship is, and just like it's these big grand gestures all the time. It always feels like an overcompensation. And
Yep.
in this moment, like I don't know, when they filmed that scene, I do think there was a little bit of discourse because we heard Dorit talking about it with Erica that, she and PK had like a little bit of an issue because
Yeah.
of the home invasion. And we'll talk about the second robbery or the third. I don't even know. Dorit's been robbed more than we can count. But I told my audience this, and this is like, there's two sources that I have, real sources that are very, very involved in that world, in their world, who both confirmed a separation before the Us Weekly article came out, before Watch
Yeah.
What Happens Live, when Andy had mentioned it to Kyle and Teddy live. This is not out of thin air. Now, is it possible that they're just going through a tough time and she's like, get out of here, I don't want to live with you for a little bit? Or maybe he's like, I can't live with you, it's too stressful. And they separated, but they're still working on things because they went out to dinner in that awkward, photo. Yes. But also at the same time, like you can't deny they were living apart.
Yeah.
They were living apart 100%. And there was some discourse. And I hope that they work it out because, no one wants to see another divorce.
No one wants to see another divorce. I don't think it's for a storyline. I think they're genuinely having issues. And as marriages do, right? Like you're gonna hit a lull at some point. They haven't been together as long as like Kyle and Mauricio have,
No.
but I think they're clearly taking time apart. They're on a break, and maybe
Mhm.
they don't define, like, again, Ross and Rachel. Maybe they just don't define it as a breakup. Maybe they're not split. They're just on pause. They're Dorinda on pause, waiting to hit play.
Yeah. I think also like when dynamics shift in a marriage and, when they got together, PK was the breadwinner, the moneymaker. And then, as the show went on, Dorit started to make her own career, make money. And then the last couple of years, PK has been, did you know this, that he has like a huge real estate show, kind of like a
Yeah.
Buying Beverly Hills, but in England.
Mhm.
So the shifting of dynamics is always tricky. When the woman starts to make more money than the man, or then the man gets this job that takes him out of town, everything always shifts. I honestly get a feeling that Dorit is a really loving, amazing mom. I think she really truly loves her kids, even though she talks to them like, the Queen of England, Jaga. But yeah, I don't know. PK is just off for me. There's something about that guy.
I think, when the man or just when one person in the relationship makes a lot more money, I think you're willing to stay and put up with some stuff because you're taken care of. And then when you no longer have to be taken care of because you can now provide for yourself, you're like, I don't need to stick around. I don't need to put up with this. I don't need to deal with this anymore,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I always found something very off about their I think PK probably has a good personality. It seems like, when Kyle was saying she and PK laugh together all the time, he's probably a funny, like jolly, fun guy. But there's something about their relationship always feels like forced or something. I don't know. It's always just been a vibe.
Santa's also a jolly old guy.
I don't want to have sex with Santa.
I don't want to have sex with Santa. Thank you for my presents, but no thank you.
Santa baby.
Santa baby. Oh, it's already Christmas time. Target's already got all the Christmas stuff out.
We're singing All I Want for Christmas Is You in my house.
Wait, did you see the Walmart commercial, the Black Friday Mean Girls? Did you
I did
see it?
not.
You did not see it? Oh my God. It
What?
is a completely, they got Lindsay Lohan, Amanda, Lindsay, or not Lindsay, Lacey, everybody but Rachel McAdams is in the new promo, all playing their characters again. Lindsay's grown up. She's now the school counselor. We have Amanda's back as Karen, and she's doing the weather, and she's they have Lacey, and Lacey is Gretchen Wieners, and she is a mom, and she has all, and so her girls are now the plastics at the high school. You have Damien who's directing Jingle Bell Rock in the music video, and then you have Lacey with her phone there filming them. It's so good.
This is just a commercial?
It's just a commercial for Walmart's Black Friday deals. I was like,
Whoa.
what?
Feels
It's
very Super Bowl.
It is like exactly like this is a Super Bowl. I mean, we don't even get commercials this good at the Super Bowl. But you know what? To be fair, Super Bowl's just gone a little too expensive, and the bar has just been set a little too high that I think brands aren't really worth investing in it. But
and look, you're talking about it, and so clearly people are talking about it.
It was so good. They have so many nods to the movie. They have so many references. It's they even have Kevin G's in it with his kids, and they're watching Karen on reporting on TV now. It's great. I just had to shout it out.
Why do you think Rachel McAdams didn't take part? Let's be a conspiracy theorist.
She's like, ew, David, I'm beyond that.
No, seriously, why wouldn't she want to be part of such an iconic reunion?
Listen, I get Gretchen Wiener's coming back, and I get Katie Heron coming back, right? Lindsay and Lacey aren't making the kind of money that Rachel and Amanda are making. But Amanda is Amanda's, if not, would we consider Amanda bigger than Rachel at this point? Because Rachel had her moment when Mean Girls was out and The Notebook was out, but Rachel's kind of died down a little bit. We haven't seen her, in pop culture recently as much. Her roles are a little bit smaller. She's going for more independent roles.
Yeah.
Whereas Amanda, I feel like her career is there.
Yeah, she's everywhere. Well, I feel like she's everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think there's such it's such a feeling of going back and reminiscing. I wouldn't want to miss out on that. If I was part of such an iconic movie, I wouldn't want to miss out on it no matter what.
And they told her agents, we have Lindsay, Amanda.
Of course, she turned it down. They clearly went out to her. There's no way that they didn't go out to her. But her agents turned it down for whatever reason.
But Regina George is the most iconic character in that movie.
I know. That's why I'm saying there's no way that they didn't approach her for it. I don't know I doubt it was a budget thing. Walmart clearly has a budget. Now, the question is, are you going to go to Walmart for Black Friday? Did it work?
I mean, we're all talking about Walmart. I don't remember the last time I've been to Walmart. I don't even know where the Walmart is around.
I think there's one in Burbank. And I have been once, and I'm going to be honest, and no offense, but it's next to a Target, and I'm still a Target girly.
Same. I'm still going to always go to Target. I'm a loyal bitch.
Me too. There's something about that dog, that red Target. It gets me in.
I wonder if Rachel's spoken out about this. We need Rachel McAdams to give us some scoop.
We need Rachel McAdams to open up about how she almost lost her job in The Notebook to Britney Spears.
Oh my God, yeah.
So much Rachel McAdams in the press these days.
Oh, look at, of course, Page 6 reported on it. Breaking news. Actress Rachel McAdams was noticeably absent from the commercial. However, there's no bad blood. Rachel McAdams didn't want to do it. Wow. They were all offered it, but the three of them loved being together for the reunion. They had a great time talking about being moms, and it was definitely a loss not having Rachel there. So she just didn't want to do it. That's the statement.
She was like, fuck it.
She just didn't want. I told you, she said, ew, David, I'm not gonna be in a Walmart commercial.
He's like, I like Target. Yeah. I don't want to lie to my audience.
That's why Rachel didn't do it. She's like, I shop at Target.
Maybe she had an exclusivity contract with Target. We'll have to figure it out. We're gonna get the scoop, guys.
The inside scoop revealed in the bourbon room.
The true Hollywood story of the Walmart commercial.
Okay, let's talk. Did you see Tori Spelling has a new man?
I did.
Are we happy for her? So we saw Dean McDermott, I guess he's still technically her husband. We saw that he was spotted making out with some new woman. What's her name? Lily something. Her name Lily Kahlo.
Yeah.
So she was. They've been spotted together, and then now we have Tori and this new guy, who from this side profile does kind of resemble Dean, right?
That's not a great angle of him because I saw another picture where he looks a lot cuter.
Okay, he looks here. Here's the other one.
Show us the other one.
This is the steamy one where you see her just she's living it up at McDonald's, just macking on his lips.
Wait, seriously? They're at McDonald's?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? Where are they? I'm trying to place it.
I don't know. The report didn't say exactly where there were. The Daily Mail is the one that got these photos and released them, and they just said they were on a romantic date night in LA, but it's
Okay.
not specific to where.
So Tori Spelling has been such an anomaly, like a mystery, I feel like these last few months.
Remember, she's living in an RV.
She went from living in an RV to $100 a night motel to then renting an $18,000 a month home in Woodland Hills where she just had to move out of. And she was also next door to like a hostage situation with some guy. It had nothing to do with her, but of course Tori Spelling was like there. I mean, it's crazy. This girl is followed by these crazy stories always. At the same time, she hasn't really announced specifically that she and Dean have broken up. There's no real separation.
It was the opposite of that. Remember, he posted his statement on Instagram, and then a rep came out. The posters are moved, and then a rep came out and said they're not divorcing, they're not broken up, they're very much committed to working on their marriage. And then he's out kissing some other girl, and now here she's out making out with somebody. Do you think that they're calling the paparazzi?
Zack, do I think you have blonde hair? I don't know if Dean was necessarily, because the pictures were of them going into the welfare office the first time they were spotted, or not the welfare, but like something like the unemployment office. Like it wasn't a hot date night. You know what I mean? Maybe they were not calling the paparazzi, but Tori and her guy, I think Tori Spelling she's got them on speed dial. How in the world is the paparazzi always around when Tori's around?
And always around when she's like in distress. We see her in an RV. We see her running because of the burglar next door with his rifle. Like, it's just always something with her. I think she saw the pictures of Dean kissing Lily, and she was like, you know what? I'm going to stage my own moment. I'm going to make sure that he knows I'm happy and I can make out with men too. So this guy's a lot hotter than Dean, though.
He's a lot hotter. And I mean, I just saw that it said CEO. I don't know what that means. I guess I'm a CEO too.
I mean, yeah, everybody's a CEO.
I'm the CEO of Daily Dose of Donna. Are you the CEO of No Filter?
I am. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur in LA is code for Uber driver.
I am an entrepreneur, a CEO, a founder of my firm. And I will say, I do believe that, she probably is loving life, being able to hook up with a guy and go out, and she looks good. I mean, those pictures, she does look good. I will wear comfortable heels in Vegas. Thank you. She will definitely, she looks good and happy. Someone asked, like, how does someone like her with 5 children who are minors have time to date? I don't know. I feel like that is like a right of a parent to be able to also have a life. And I'm sure, some of her kids are older. They're not like babies, right? She's got teenage kids. Teenage kids are pretty self-sufficient. She can go out on a date night.
And they don't want to hang out with you. They're like, get out of the house. Leave me alone.
I'm already there right now with my 10, almost 11-year-old. He's so annoyed with me.
Okay, so this guy, he's an advertisement CEO. Ryan Kramer. I don't get what that means. What is an advertisement? Wasn't Jen Shaw a marketing specialist? Anytime somebody's a marketing consultant, an advertisement specialist.
We need to LinkedIn him. We need to figure this out. Hold on. Ryan Kramer with a K?
No, Kramer. Kramer.
Ryan Kramer, CEO. Well, it says he's a CEO, partner, creative director of Neuron Syndicate. Oh, it's gaming, packaging. Okay. He's like an advertising dude.
Okay.
If this is him.
Yeah, I think that's him. CEO, partner, creative director. I mean, come on.
Neuron Syndicate Advertising is where he works. Okay. So regardless, he has a job, and I can't say the same for Dean.
Previously designed gaming packaging for Microsoft.
Yeah, wow. I think he's a real deal guy.
Why is
I'm a fan.
Tori Spelling, though?
I think that Tori Spelling needs. There's something about Tori that is just like always going to find herself in a mess. Like she's just always going to find herself in some sort of drama. But if he's a good guy and he's down to be stepdaddy, then great. If it's not, and he's just like a random guy she went on a date with and had a few drinks and then made out with, how embarrassing for her kids. that pictures are all over the place. Like, that's a weird feeling, right? Can you imagine seeing your mom on like on Us Weekly or whatever, like making out with some random dude that you've never even met?
I mean, she's been embarrassing them since they came out of the womb.
For real.
Like, remember when they did True Tori on Lifetime?
Don't even get me started on that show. I've got some.
Oh my God, that was insane.
Yeah, it's and shady people involved in that show. And then there is always there was Tori and Dean in Love, like all of their shows. Those two would sell their souls to a reality show. They don't care.
No, they don't care. I'm surprised they're not on reality TV right now.
Someone put them on. I'll watch it.
Especially right now with them being split. Tori and Dean in divorce court.
Tori and Dean in divorce. Tori and Dean in love with other people.
Oh, there we go.
Tori and Dean in the magazines. Tori and Dean in paparazzi shots.
They really only started that in just for the show, and then it was done.
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, I guess so.
True Tori was peak reality TV.
It really was.
It was good TV.
It was great TV. I am here for it. I mean, listen, if she is dating this new dude, good for her. You know, live your life.
Funny fact that just hit me for the first time. I haven't thought about this in forever, but my husband and I got engaged in 2010 and it was a Tuesday. Who the hell gets engaged on a Tuesday? So I was not expecting it. And it was before we had dinner plans and it was 5:00 or something. And he was like, okay, let's get ready for dinner. I was like, I have to watch tonight's episode of Tori and Dean. I don't know why, but I was so obsessed with that show. And for the first time, he was like, I'll watch with you. And I should have known right then something was up because like this guy did not want to watch Tori and Dean. So Tori and Dean are always going to be on my mind when I think about my marriage. I dedicated my first song to Tori and Dean.
What was their song? God, they had
oh my God. For the longest time, I'm going to have to find this clip because I will find this and I will send it to you. For the longest time, I filmed on my phone a video of Dean McDermott singing and playing the guitar, an original for Tori Spelling in the backyard. It was the most awkward scene of reality TV, even more awkward than Dorit and PK's Pretty Woman date last night. It was so incredibly cringy. I filmed it on my phone and forever I would just rewatch it. So I'm going to find it. I'm going to bring it back for you guys.
Please do. We need to relive
I'm on it.
We need to have like iconic reality TV moments that we revisit and relive. That would be a fun YouTube series.
That would be so fun. Like the cringiest or the funniest or like Luann falling in a bush. Like there's so many good ones.
Reliving reality TV. That's
and then Bethany's going to come back and be like, look at what reality TV does to you.
Bethany is so stupid. Oh, I will say she just said something on her podcast. Was it yesterday or maybe this morning? She said something about how all these women, all these housewives that are speaking out against her reality reckoning don't support other women. And she said Erica was one of the ones that recently spoke out against her reality reckoning. I was like, that's right, because she was just on No Filter with Zack Peter.
Yep. She watches your show.
So thank you, Bethany.
No, seriously. I mean, Bethany, I don't know if we can switch gears to Bethany, but that podcast, I listened to the little clip of it because I wanted to hear what she was saying.
Yeah.
And the truth is, like, she's literally going after so many women who have not like immediately decided that they were just going to throw their job in a trash can to say, Bethany, we're with you. Meanwhile, Candy Burris has done so much for, representing people at the network and for reality TV. And so many of these other women have as well. Bethany's like on one if she thinks that just because you don't agree with her, you're against all women.
Bethany was like the most ruthless one on that show. Like she was so unsupportive of the other women. The fact that she even drags Luann in that clip where she's just like, what about Luann? Oh, okay. I guess they didn't exploit your affairs. I guess they didn't talk about when you got arrested and had to go to rehab. And I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't it you, Bethany, that brought up her affair on camera while you were drinking a bottle of Skinny Girl margarita that you
there
had
was Skinny Girl in every corner of that room?
And she's like, they supply us with alcohol. Your fucking Skinny Girl is all over the place. That's
you want a Skinny Girl margarita? You want a Skinny Girl margarita?
Oh my God. She's so like insane. And then the rehab. Remember when she outed that Luann left rehab early for cabaret? Life is not a cabaret. Like, it's just like,
I don't understand. I literally do not understand her thinking. And I don't like, I do think that she has good ideas. And I do think that she's a get shit done kind of woman, but she is so off base with everything that she's done. We can get into the Vanity Fair article if you want.
let's do
It,
let's
yeah.
dive into the Vanity Fair article and let's dive into the Leah McSweeney of it.
Mm.
I think Leah and Bethany need some serious help, Donna. And on that note, I do want to let everybody know that this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Bethany, if you're listening to this, I have a recommendation for you. Do you guys ever feel like, you're trying to fall asleep and your brain just won't stop talking? Do your thoughts start racing before bed with nightmares of Bethany Frankel or at any other inopportune moments? I know I've been stressed, and when I'm overwhelmed, it turns out one great way to tout those racing thoughts is to talk through them. Therapy gives you a place to do just that, so you can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try today. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/nofilter today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/nofilter. All right, let's get into all of the Vanity Fair of it all. So I recapped the Vanity Fair article when it came out on Monday, but I recapped it on Tuesday morning. We now have, so Bethany's talking about the reality reckoning and how the other housewives that are still on television aren't supportive of her reality reckoning. You even have Ebony K. Williams that said, fuck Bethany Frankel in the Vanity Fair article, which was just hilarious.
It was pretty good.
But now we have Leah McSweeney, who's talking out again, and she tells Page Six, Andy Cohen, Bravo, and Shed, which is the production company that produced Roni, said Andy Cohen, Bravo, and Shed all need to give their PR teams a bonus. They worked in overdrive to hide the truth.
Yep.
What was the truth that they were trying to hide? Listen, they can't publish something that's not factually correct.
Honestly, I don't know why some of these people feel like, okay, I was talking about this through the week too. Vanity Fair is something that those exposés are gold usually. Like those articles are always, whenever they did, anything on like the Harvey Weinstein case or anything with, I'm trying to think some of the big ones that they've had in the recent years, but just they're so good. They're so juicy. They're so like, you can't wait. You can't stop reading them and they give you gold. But then when they opened up with the Leah McSweeney of it all and you're reading and you're like, okay, so when is it going to get to a place where we're like, oh, Bravo did that? And it never got there to the point where halfway through the article, I like got bored and started watching TV. And then I was like, oh shit, I got to go back and read the article. It was such a flop completely. There was absolutely nothing. I think the Ramona of it all is the most kind of, and it wasn't even from.
We had already heard that. Ebony had already talked about all of that on her podcast and then sent out press releases about it.
Yeah, I think that nothing was shocking from the article at all. And if this is your big, bam, Vanity Fair dropping this huge bombshell on Bravo, the week of BravoCon, and this is what you got, like usually you start with something really big, and this is nothing. And then Bethany came on her podcast, of course, after to be like, this writer exposed what she calls a small corner of the big problem. No. If you have a Vanity Fair expose, you give us the entire corner, not the small corner. You give us the entire thing. It's so strange. It really goes to show that
7 months of research and putting this article together. And that's like, this is such a joke for Vanity Fair.
who is that writer? And I'm embarrassed for her. Like this woman's career, this is like a game-changing moment for her career, I think.
It was a game-changing moment. It like flopped her career. Like this could have been her moment. I think they thought this was going to be like the Ronan, Rose McGowan, Harvey Weinstein moment.
Yeah.
And it was nothing. It was
I'm looking to see if I want to see what if she even has anything like online or, whatever. Oh yeah, AnnaPeel.com is her name. Her name is Anna Peel. She's done a lot of features, a lot of essays and fictions. But
how much do you want to bet that in school they used to call her Banana Peel?
Stop it. Her name is Anna Peel. Oh my God. They called her Anna Banana Peel. What did they call you when you were growing up?
I didn't have a fun nickname.
Because you're just Zach Peter.
I didn't have a fun. No, well, I was Zachary. They didn't even call me Zach. They would call me Zachary in school.
Zachary is cute. Well, yeah. I mean, the couple things that she's written before is how Love Island became a TV reality of sex, fame, and sometimes tragedy.
What?
Evo, she did a thing on. Yeah. If I were Vanity Fair, I would say, hold. Let's not do this until we get something more. Because I don't understand anyone that pays attention to Bravo or reality TV at that time, like in the Vanity Fair world, should have known this was going to be a flop, right? This wasn't like shocking to people that were reading it.
Especially because the author herself is very clear that she's a big Housewives fan and doesn't want the world of Housewives to come crumbling down, which also is kind of stupid because if you're openly admitting that you don't want to ruin Real Housewives because you're such a fan of it, then that says that maybe there's a little bias that goes into, and that may be true, but putting that in the article just to me was like, that was a very strange nugget to add into the last paragraph of like, by the way, I love Bravo, because then it makes it seem,
I'm not sure she's going to get a BravoCon press pass this year is really what I'm thinking. I don't know if she's going to be invited on Watch What Happens Live. I mean, the truth is there's one enemy for Bethany Frankel, one person, and it's Andy Cohen. And it's so clear. Actually, it's Andy Cohen and anyone who she feels wronged by. That's really who it is. It's not
Andy wronged her. That's the part that I'm so confused about. I was like, where did this come from? Where she's just got this vendetta against Andy.
So it really comes down to the fact, this is my gut feeling. I think the reason why Bethany struggles so much is part of it is because she wants to be adored and she wants people to just like be infatuated with her and just obsessed with her. And Andy was, because she was an amazing housewife. And so Andy,
we talk about that quote though, how I was Andy's favorite. I loved being Andy's favorite.
Exactly.
I was in the machine. I
am the machine.
I made the machine. I was like, what?
My name is actually Bravo. I don't even, my name is not even Bethany.
No, she created the Real Housewives and she has the #1 podcast in the entire galaxy.
Well, she also loves to say that she came up with Andy. Like, she can't recognize the fact that she was a nobody that was on reality TV. That was it. She was on The Apprentice, Martha Stewart. This girl was just as desperate as Tori Spelling in terms of trying to get fame and fortune. Let's be honest. She's smart and she's good at what she does. But Andy Cohen and her did not. Yes, they happened to both get more successful through the years together. But that means Vicky and Andy came up together. That means Ramona and Andy. Come on. This is just crazy. This is crazy talk. So anyway, Bethany has it out for Andy for two reasons. Number one, he moved on a little bit. He wasn't infatuated and obsessed with her after a few years, and Bravo turned down a couple of their projects. And number two, that episode of Watch What Happens Live that will go down in infamy with, of course, Jeff Lewis, because Jeff Lewis does not know how to escape drama anywhere he goes. But that was that episode where he was like, oh, so you were talking shit about the Housewives, but now you have a podcast about it?
Yeah, and I love that Jeff kept shading her. He's like, no, it's a really original idea. He's like, nobody's ever done it before.
No one talks about the Housewives on podcasts.
Like, it's so funny to me how like she just believes her own bullshit.
It's banana peel.
But back to Leah, because Leah's calling out Bravo and she's like, they're concealing the real truth, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, wait, in the article, didn't you say that you only joined Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3 because they were dangling Real Housewives of New York legacy in front of you? So you willingly joined Ultimate Girls Trip because you wanted to be part of Legacy. You bombed on Girls Trip, didn't get Legacy, and now it just seems like you're bitter.
100%. This girl's dream, it's insane. Her dream was to be on reality TV and be famous too. Leah McSweeney is one of the toughest housewives I've ever, had to watch in terms of likability. She's really like, I struggle with Leah. I don't know about you, but I never loved her on the show. I always felt like she had such a cold exterior to her. But this article does her zero favors. She's saying, I already started drinking after being sober for 10 years,
Yeah.
but they aired it and they showed me in this way. Then she talks about the grandma thing when her grandma dies. And producers are like, please go. Like, you totally can go. And she was like, no, no, no. I felt uncomfortable going. Well, girl, that's a you problem.
Your choice. Yeah. Because look at how many housewives skipped out on trips. I mean, so many. Like, remember Aviva when she literally would skip out on a whole trip and then they would edit her out of the opening credits because the editors were shady. And
Oh my God, I remember that. Well, even Emily Simpson was on Jeff Lewis last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever the show kind of was wrapped up. And she said that she got COVID and missed that big Mexico trip that a bunch of them went on, where all the drama went down. And Jeff asked her, like, how was that? And she goes, well, as a cast member of Housewives, you never want to miss out on a big trip because there's going to be a ton of content. You're going to be on the outs of what really went down. And the truth is, these women want to be in the episodes. They want to be highly featured in the episodes. They want to be part of the drama. So Leah not leaving for her grandma was her way of saying, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to have FOMO over what's happening here. Had nothing to do with, people holding her back. And this idea of like, she also said in the article something about how the producer said to her the night of like the tiki torches. Earlier, the producer said something like, this shit is boring as fuck. We have to turn it up. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then that was the night of the tiki torches. Well, it's possible that it was boring, but he didn't say, now's your turn to get, blacked out and naked and throw tiki. That's her thing. I don't know. I have some control over my body,
but
my choices.
I agree. And but I don't understand how other housewives, I think Candy and probably Luann being the two biggest ones that she was calling out, Luann has been through the ringer. Erica has been through the ringer. So they can easily be like, yes, I agree. I was taken advantage of, which Erica said I was never taken advantage of. Nobody's ever forced me to take a drink. Tamara also came out and said that she's never felt like she's been taken advantage of. That I'm just like, and Candy has been on there since day one. That's why even not just Bethany's allegations against the network, but even Nene's allegations against the network, you have somebody like Candy, who has been not a season 1 OG, but a season 2 OG and been the longest running on Atlanta. And she doesn't back up either of these women's accounts of their experiences on these shows. And Leah, come on, was on for 2 fucking seasons. She had 1 good season and 1 bad season. And unfortunately, her bad season happened to be the season that ended Roni.
Yeah, I mean, does like Bethany's big thing is alcohol fuels these shows and it fuels the season, the drama and whatever. Well, actually, alcohol fuels a lot of drama in real life too. Like when you go out with your friends and you have a drunk night out, it's going to be more maybe loud or more entertaining or whatever is going to happen. That's just alcohol, but that has nothing to do with the TV show. And I was watching Real Houses of Miami last night. They had a cocktail party at Alexia's house. There was alcohol aplenty, and not one of them was fall down drunk doing idiotic things because most of those women have control. And most people, unfortunately, alcoholism is a serious disease, and a lot of people have that, Leah McSweeney included. But the people that don't have a problem with alcohol and can drink responsibly can and do on the show all the time.
Yep. Somebody said, did Bethany want to ruin BravoCon? I kept saying that. It's so strange that they decided to wait and drop the article the week of BravoCon on Monday, hoping that it would have enough shelf life. I mean, listen, the only thing they're going to be talking about BravoCon, about the Vanity Fair article is what a flop that it was.
Honestly, it's embarrassing for Bethany. This entire experience has not left anyone thinking Bethany is like doing something good. I think most people see it for what it is. Jax Taylor has talked about how Bethany completely took advantage of Raquel and completely, used her and did exactly what she's saying the networks did for her, which is true. Like Raquel is going to never be someone Bethany's going to keep afloat for the next few, like she's going to move on from her, just like she's going to move on from everyone. She's trying to make a thing happen with Nene. Why is it any different? Why is anything that Bethany's doing any different than what she claims the network does. And yes, is she trying to take down BravoCon? Yes, and Bravo and Andy. And not the hundreds of other production companies that are involved in this. She has not once tried to take down anyone from Love is Blind or from a Netflix show or from, it's so obvious to us.
I mean, they had that show, what was it, Unreal on Lifetime, that was like
good.
A mock scripted series based off of The
Bachelor.
So it's just like, that would have been an easy franchise to try and go after, you know?
If Bethany takes down Golden Bachelor and Gary, my love, he's an AI character. I'm convinced he's not real because he talks like this. Hello, Teresa. I would be devastated. Bethany needs to take a seat. Unfortunately, I think that she's spending way too much time going down the wrong rabbit hole, and I really want her to just focus on Be Strong. I think that's her strongest work.
At this point, I don't even know how philanthropic Be Strong was. It seems like she was just trying to be strong so that she can, look like she was being a good person.
It's a narcissist trait, they say.
Yeah.
People that want to be charitable but very loud about it are usually those that, really just want the attention over being philanthropic. But she is a doer and she can get shit done. So even if it's for the wrong reasons, she was offering aid, apparently. I mean, allegedly, right?
Yeah.
I hope.
I mean, listen, she did good work. And good work, even if it wasn't the right motivation, still helped a lot of people. So credit where credit's owed. But like, this is not your next philanthropic mission, girl. Swipe left.
And Leah McSweeney needs to just kind of take a seat as well. Like her on Real Housewives of the girls trip, the ultimate girls trip with Leah was painful.
It was painful. And she like filed a complaint, claiming, is she claiming that her alcoholism is her disability? And
I need to figure this out. What is her disability? Is it alcoholism or is it bipolar? I don't know what the disability is that she says that she's filing this claim for.
Her disability is addiction, and she's addicted to fame.
Well, then she gets all the money for being honest about that. No, I mean, what is this disability? Like, as an alcoholic that I don't know. It's like, I feel like she sat with a group of lawyers that are like, let's find any loophole that we can get through.
Here's the disability thing when it comes to alcoholism. And I know I grew up around a lot of alcoholism.
Okay.
It's like walking into a bar, taking shots, getting drunk, and then suing the bar for supplying you with alcohol. You walked into the bar, you went into it knowing what you were going into.
Yeah, it removes blame and accountability from yourself. Like it takes, I was saying this the other day where it's like, I go out to bars all the time on the weekends, right? I let go, I have fun.
Yeah.
And there's times where I'm like, oh my God, I'm drunk, and I overdrink. I have never once woken up the next day and decided to like call the establishment. Excuse me, did you serve me that margarita?
Yeah. Give me one margarita. I'ma open my legs. Give me two more. Have you heard that song?
I haven't, but now I'm gonna sing it every day.
It's a song on TikTok. It's like, give me one margarita. I'ma open my legs. Give me two margaritas. I'ma give you some head. Give me three margaritas. I'ma put it in my puss. Give me four margaritas. I'ma put it in my tush. It was a TikTok trend. And it's so funny because we just took my grandmother, my mom's mom, we took her out to dinner for her birthday. And she ordered a virgin margarita. And she's like, play that song, the margarita song on TikTok. And we're like, how do you know this song? She's like, I used to be young. I was like, okay, Miley Cyrus, calm down. Like, I like that song. She made us play the song at the restaurant.
I'll tell you, whoever sang that song has a very low tolerance. One margarita, legs are open. That's it.
I know, just one.
I know. It takes a few more for me.
Yeah, at least 2, 3. We'll see. I remember Erica did a TikTok on that one, and she was like, "I'm open my legs," and she did her legs open like
shocker.
Which I know we have previews for next week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where they're in Vegas, and she does the legs open, and I was like, "Wow!" And then Sutton freaks out.
What do we think that's about? That Sutton all of a sudden was like, "This is too inappropriate for me."
I think it was more, I think it was, this is too much for me. Like, remember, so in this week's episode, they're planning a trip for Crystal's 40th birthday. which the fact that they're trying to make it seem like Sutton, Crystal, and Garcelle are like besties, and Sutton and Garcelle are going to plan a trip to Vegas on private jets, and I'm like, what? Like, who are we kidding here? Whatever, it's fine. They're all nice women. But so planning the trip to Vegas for Crystal's birthday. Part of the trip is Erica's taking them to Magic Mike, right? And Sutton seems excited about it. Sutton's like, I got my dollar bills ready. Like, Sutton seems totally cool with going to this. And then we see that she totally just flips out. I think it was because, maybe it got a little too risque. I don't know.
It reminded me of like Roni season 1 when Ramona freaked out because Alex McCord had done some like nude modeling. I don't know if you remember this. And during the reunion, Ramona's like, I can't be on stage with her. I cannot be on stage with Alex McCord. It's too inappropriate. Sutton, it's very odd. I don't know exactly why Sutton gets mad, but in those clips, you do see Erica. I mean, it looks like she is having some fun on those stages. Like, whoa, right? It was like a little risque.
Listen, good for her. You're at Magic Mike. What do you expect?
That's what you do, right? I don't know. I don't go to Magic Mike often.
I've never been to Magic Mike.
Are you going to go now?
I mean, I'm a little scared now, but maybe.
Why was Joe Gorga saying, with all this drama with him, and we don't need to get into it, but like, why was he saying on his Instagram, see you guys at Magic Mike over the weekend? Are they doing, I wonder if Joe Gorga and them are doing like a Magic Mike thing at BravoCon.
Oh, I think so. Because they said they were doing something.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the next episode, there's always splits involved in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, what's up with that? Kyle Richards, like,
yeah. I think it was a bit of an overreaction. Storm Doris in the live chat says that he thinks that when they asked Erica what her name was on stage, she said Sutton.
Oh, that's interesting.
But does that still warrant that big of a reaction?
Yeah, like who wouldn't know that was Erica Jane?
Right, nobody's gonna think Sutton's there doing splits like that with heels on. Come on.
I want Sutton to be that way. I know. It's so ridiculous.
I will say, though, Sutton makes the show interesting. She, as cuckoo, crazy, wacky as she can be, she does always, keep things interesting.
I love watching Sutton on the show. I know that, like, I think fans in general enjoy watching Sutton. She doesn't seem filled with like hate, or like she doesn't seem that she's an angry, mean person. She actually is just kind of kooky.
Yeah, kooky and a little socially awkward.
Totally socially awkward. That scene last night when she was talking to
Yes.
Oh my God. Number one, we need to find this matchmaker. We need to get the matchmaker on No Filter. We need to find out if Sutton was so uncomfortable. She's like, men don't connect with me. It was so weird, right?
Breaking news.
Tell us immediately.
Ramona Singer axed from her real estate job.
Saw that this morning.
Controversy.
I saw that. Wow. Can you believe it?
Ramona has been fired.
Fired
from Douglas Elliman.
Yeah, I mean, Ramona's life completely went upside down. And what's crazy about it, it wasn't because of the article. It was because of Ramona's
talking to the fucking press. Because here's the thing, the article basically like cleared her by saying they did the investigation. They found no evidence to prove that she actually said that. The fact that she went off and was talking to Page Six and trying to get them to correct the record or whatever, like she lost BravoCon. I mean, I don't know how this is going to affect Ultimate Girls Trip 3.
If they shelve Ultimate Girls Trip 3 over this, I will like start a protest. I can't handle it.
They already shelved 4, and I'm like, guys, stop. You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember? Did you ever watch like Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, I Love Money?
A little bit.
So, Rock of Love was with Bret Michaels, and he dates all these women. It's basically like the white trash version of The Bachelor. And so then they did spinoffs, and one of the girls on there got a spinoff called Megan Wants a Millionaire. And so she brought all these millionaires on the show to come and date her. And then all of a sudden, as the show is airing, one of the millionaires that was cast on the show ended up murdering his girlfriend and fleeing to Canada. And it was like this big news story. His name was Ryan Jenkins. And I remember because of that, he had filmed Megan Wants a Millionaire, and then he had filmed the other spinoff, I Love Money. And it was I Love Money, I think season 3 or season 4.
Yeah.
Something like that. And he ended up winning that show. But so because he was involved in this controversy, they ended up pulling all of these shows. They pulled Megan Wants a Millionaire off the air. They never aired that season of I Love Money. And so some of us diehard fans are like, we want to see the unaired season of I Love Money. I feel like that's what's happening with Ultimate Girls Trip. Like,
well, I'm curious. I'm curious what if they had to poll all the audience of Bravo, like Bravo fans, knowing what we know about Ramona, which is that clearly she has a racist bone in her body, or she is a racist person and has said things that, you know, are, I would say, pretty offensive, right?
Yeah.
Over the course of many, many years for various things. Like, this is not the first time we've heard this from Ramona. It's not shocking, really. It's horrible, but it's not shocking because people, unfortunately, see her for who she is. But now she's finally getting, you know, dragged and removed from all her jobs, etc. But still, even knowing that, I'm curious. Even people that hate Ramona, don't you still want to watch Girls Trip?
I still want to watch Girls Trip.
I know.
I want for like, listen, Morocco or Roni Legacy. I'm like, give us something, because what you left us with on Ultimate Girls Trip season 3, we can throw that in the trash. I need to speak to the manager. I want a refund.
Yeah, and I'm dying to know what Bethany is thinking over all of this. She's so freaking vindicated that Ramona is getting fired and dropped from all these things. And I want to see Ramona now join Bethany, because that's what's going to happen.
Yes. Don't talk to the fucking press. If you're in a scandal, don't do it. Because here's
She
what
messed up.
I said this on my show yesterday. Like, everything you say to a reporter or a journalist is assumed to be on the record unless you explicitly disclose ahead of time, this is off the record. And what did the reporter
Oh, really? So if she said this is off the record in that text, there was no way that they could publish it?
Correct.
Wow.
But she didn't say that. Because she wanted them to correct the record, you know, that she didn't use, you know, whatever. I don't even know what she was trying to get there.
No, I mean, she basically confirmed that she used the word, but she says that she didn't use the word in its entirety. She used the shortened version of the word, basically. Like I don't even want to say it because I don't want to get in trouble.
I think she was saying that the accusation in the article wasn't that she used the word. The accusation was that she used the abbreviated version of the word. Like, she was trying to say that's not what the accusation even was, that I said that, which I don't know.
No, but then in the text she goes, and I didn't even say the word, or no, and I used the blank word, not, and then started to type out the word. So she confirms that she did say, yeah, this is also upsetting. And the word I used was, so she's confirming that she used the word, even though she only said the first version of it. It's tough. It's like saying, if we're using the word, you know, F-U-C-K, it would like be like us saying, no, I didn't say fuck. I said the F word.
Which is still not, it's
when
still,
it comes to a racist derogatory term, you shouldn't be doing any of it. But in her, I'm not going to butt it. There's no but.
Yeah. It's just.
Honestly, unfortunately, it does feel like the crumbling of Bravo is kind of starting with this kind of stuff, because it will make everyone incredibly heightened, like, sensitivity in terms of what is said on air. Like, there's so much that they say, and it's where are we going to draw the line now? Like, what, that is a bad word, obviously, but it was years and years ago, and they kept her on the show.
Yeah. So the thing too is, it's like, I also feel like the audience now loves to be out for blood, and they love to look for one little thing or anything that they can do to get the pitchfork out. And obviously this Ramona thing is, you know, next level, but like, I feel like now we're just looking for every little thing to like pull somebody into some controversy just to have a takedown moment and to like salivate out of, tearing somebody down, which is so interesting because it's the same audience. It's like, we don't like the toxicity of Real Housewives, but it's like, I feel like the audience is like become the most toxic part of the entire franchise with just how much like vitriol they have.
I mean, I have just seen so much online in the last few weeks, just like about life and stuff that is just so shocking. So many people just have so many comments and so much to say behind their screens, as a keyboard warrior, as you call it. But yeah, I mean, if this is really about women supporting women, you'd probably want to think twice before trying to take down a woman. And a lot of people are taking others down left and right.
Because it's like, if any of us were put in these situations, right? We've all made mistakes. We've all said stupid shit that I'm sure we wish we could take back. We've all had ignorant moments where maybe we just didn't genuinely know better. Maybe we were raised in a bubble. Maybe we were raised in, a culture where that was tolerable, or that was just accepted,
Yep.
or that was just normal, not to make it right. But I just think that sometimes we have to allow people to make mistakes and then to grow from them, right? Like Ramona has repeatedly continued to dig her own grave, but I'm just saying in general, which is why I don't like this like Housewives takedown things. It's like, it's just, I think it's more powerful when people can make mistakes and then we can grow through those mistakes with these people, rather than just wanting to tear them apart and like not allow there to be any growth or evolution for the person or for the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a cancel culture fan. I've never been, even for those that like say awful, awful things, because I do think that everyone does, speak out of turn and
Yeah.
can learn from it. And in fact, canceling someone doesn't teach anything. The best
No.
thing to do is to like explain and see a redemption, see them come back, showing like, oh shit, I messed up and now I've learned. And like even yesterday on my show, I was talking about this, and I guess I said stuff that maybe, some people, most people didn't, but there were a couple of people that were like, that wasn't cool the way that you said this one thing. And I responded, I said, thank you for teaching me. Like,
Yeah.
I have to learn these things too. I'm not perfect in any way. I'm not media trained. I didn't go to school for, being perfectly politically correct. Like I'm just off the cuff, just like you are. So
Yeah.
we should be given a little bit of an opportunity if you know the heart of a person. The
Yeah.
unfortunate thing about like a Ramona is that I think people kind of could see right through her. It's not like it's coming from give me an example of a housewife that like seems like a really good, sweet person, like a Heather Gay or like I don't know. Are there any housewives that are really sweet people? Let's think on that. I don't know if there are. Like Julia from Real Housewives of Miami.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if she said this, I think people would be like, whoa, 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 she messed that up. But then they'd also be like, but she's not from America. Like it would be a
Yeah.
whole thing.
That's funny. I actually just got in a fight with Julia's publicist on Saturday at that Halloween party I was telling you about.
Why? Obviously, we need to. Or is that like Patreon content?
I feel like that's like Patreon content, but
All the fights Zach Peter has got in.
we didn't get off on the right foot, and we happened to run into each other at this party, and I was a little lit, so I'm like, you know what? Let me just go say hi.
Did you throw a glass of Chardonnay?
I didn't.
Oh, you missed your moment.
I will say, but we did have a little tit for tat, and then we finally kind of came to a common ground, and I was just like, you know what? I think we need to have a coffee and just like get to know each other one-on-one.
Okay. So
But
we're making moves. We're making moves. We're growing.
it was funny though, because he said something about like, I feel like you're just, trying to get in with me because you want to land some interviews with your clients. And I was just like, first of all, I don't know your fucking client roster. And second of all I know is you have Julia from Miami, and I'm not fighting for an interview with Julia from Miami.
I don't think it's that big of a get.
No.
Sweet,
Thank
but
you. She's sweet, but I mean, I'm not fighting for that interview. Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Final thoughts about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
We have to talk about Kyle and Mo. We have to talk about Pretty Woman. I mean, I could do this for an hour. I'll talk about this later on my show too. But
Yes.
Really fast, the Kyle and Mauricio thing is just bananas to watch. It feels like we are watching a completely different couple.
I know. The fact that he got so mad that she outed to his mother that he has a tattoo.
What the fuck was that?
I mean, I get like maybe being Hispanic, I get like culturally. Well, actually, no, because like my dad has a ton of tattoos.
So
But like,
In Judaism, it's actually one of those things that has been known to be a little taboo to get tattoos, and that's because of the Holocaust. So in the Holocaust,
mm,
Jews were tattooed numbers as like number, and so my grandparents had tattoos on them. And so because of that, because it was such a bad symbol, it turned into this thing where it's like disrespectful to get a tattoo because it's like a bringing you back. That's the history of it. Now, a
God,
lot of Jews out there are covered in tattoos. It really doesn't, it's not like a rule. If I got a tattoo, my mom wouldn't disown me or be upset or anything, right?
yeah,
I mean, she may be like, why would you get that? It's ugly. But it's not because of like getting a tattoo. It really depends on your level of religion or your culture. But was that her story to tell? Did she need to tell on her husband about that? I found
I
it so weird.
I found it weird too. I can tell like it was a slip up moment. Like she wasn't consciously trying to out his tattoos, but that like he or that she was like, I don't even understand why she felt the need to tell her mother-in-law that she had tattoos herself. But I think it was more of just like, I have a tattoo. Let me like make it okay and not have you judge me. Like your son has one too, so it's like not that big of a deal. Like it was like a knee-jerk moment.
I think she's literally like very self-destructive in these scenes. And Amy gets it right. She says she's acting out like a teenager. I've never seen such a teenager behavior during these scenes. Like she's literally a kid. Even the way that she's talking to Dorit at the hotel when she brings Dorit, she's like flying all over the chair. She's laughing hysterically. She
Yeah.
doesn't seem like in control of herself as an adult. She feels very all over the place. That whole scene where she was throwing the dinner did not feel like a normal Kyle scene at all. And not only are you going to talk about the tattoo, number one, she asked her husband about the tattoos before everyone came. And the husband was like, you know, she doesn't know. And then immediately goes to the mom and says something. But also I thought it was weird that the mother-in-law went to Kyle in the scene to say, what is going on with these tabloids? I'm seeing all these tabloid rumors about you guys separating. What's going on? Why are you guys separating? I normally don't believe, but now I believe about it. Like I find it all a little bit too weird. The whole thing feels so produced.
It just feels it was just an odd you're right. Now that I'm really thinking about like Kyle's behavior, like she is just so off.
Frenetic, odd. Like it feels like we're watching a version of Kyle that we've never seen in all of the years that we've watched the show. Oh, another podcaster had talked about said in all the years that we've watched the show and seen Mauricio and Kyle, we've never heard him call her Love Bean. Never. And now he's calling her Love Bean, which by the way sounds gross.
No, I think I've heard him call her Love Bean before.
On my life, I don't think he's ever called her Love Bean before this on a scene. I want someone to do the research. Put it out there in the universe. Someone find it. So now he's calling her Love Bean, which we've never heard. She's acting like a rebellious teenager that doesn't like him. She's trying to throw him under the bus. She's trying to kind of cause issues. So she causes an issue with the mother, and she didn't even have to tell Mauricio that she told her. She could have just let it be. But then she had to go to Mauricio right before the cake to say, hey, by the way, I just told your mom. But she's going to be like, why the F would you do that? What's wrong with you?
That's what I thought was weird that she immediately went to him and was like, I just told your mom. Like,
Is very annoying. Like she's actually annoying the crap out of me right now.
and then he's like, I don't want to do this here at the party. And then she keeps trying to like have a conversation with it. I don't know.
No, it's like instigating. It's like poking the bear. That's literally what it feels like. It's like if I want to fight with my husband, I know exactly what to say and how to say it because
Yeah.
we know each other so well to know what their things are that like trigger them, right?
Yeah.
But normally in relationships, you don't want to fight with your husband. She's trying to fight with him to almost to set the scene of why she's so unhappy, which is why she's going to end up coming out with Morgan Wade at the end of the season. I'm convinced.
You think so?
100%. Zach,
I keep going back and forth.
Zach, Morgan Wade has been single for 18 months. Okay. You tell me what rock star, hot lesbian woman has been single for 18 months when she's been in relationship after relationship after relationship up until now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. It's weird. It's weird. The Morgan Wade thing is weird. They got tattoos within months of knowing each other. They couldn't have been that close besties.
I think Kyle was my suggestion, or my like theory is Kyle was very, very she was fine in the marriage because she didn't know that there was something else out there for her.
Yeah.
And when you're kind of just like living a fine life because you haven't yet found something that is better, it's like the grass is greener. The grass isn't greener on the other side because you're very happy in your own grass. But the second she got the taste of, no pun intended, Morgan, or an experience of someone that made her feel like special and hot and like loved on or emotionally fulfilled, e-cigarette, Alison
Mhm.
Dubois, all of a sudden she was like, oh wow, like F
Well,
this
you
guy.
also have to remember their upbringing. I don't know if you read House of Hilton.
No.
I read it. Great book. We recapped it on our book club here on YouTube. I feel like I need to do an updated version of the House of Hilton book club that I put on the podcast, but
I want to hear it.
it's so juicy, and it talks about their mom. Their mom is Big Kathy, and she raised them to prioritize having a man, making sure he had money, and making sure you have babies with a wealthy man. That way, you're always taken care of. And so Kim did that. Kathy, married for money, or no, well, she married into money. Sorry, not she didn't marry for money. Allegedly. But when it comes to Kyle, like they were always taught, like you find a man, you have a good man, and you stay with that good man because that's where your value is in the man you marry. Now, obviously, Mauricio didn't have a lot of money when him and Kyle fell in love, but I think because she found what she believed was a good guy because he hit all of the on paper metrics, and then eventually, he went on to become successful. I think she still had a little bit of that conditioning in her mom of like, we stay in our marriage and we, try to make everything on the outside look perfect, which I feel like
That's
is what she.
exactly what we've seen for the last so many years, which is why it's so confusing to see cracks in that perfection all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We've never seen that. The craziest it ever got was when she yelled at that one woman at the white party for touching her husband. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was a crazy scene. She's like, "Get off my husband. No, he's mine." Like finger pointing. It was the craziest thing. But we had never seen Mauricio and Kyle, have any rift other than that ever. They've
Which
always been like so united.
which tells me that their relationship was probably never really that deep.
100. 100%.
I
There's
think
not a really like I don't know. To me there is definitely a vibe of been trying to put on this perfect, exterior for everyone to see for so many years, and now she's kind of in the F it stage. She's in the F it stage because she found, I mean, you guys, you can believe me or not, but I'm 99.9999 convinced she's with Morgan.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I just have moments where I'm
I've
like,
just
no,
heard too many people.
maybe they just are best friends.
Too many people have told me that they know that they are. Like, know that they are. Too many. Like, I can think of 6 or 7 people that are very, like,
But
knowledgeable
what's
people
the point in concealing it at this point?
for the shows. Because if they came out, like someone said earlier, I think she would have said it on Watch What Happens Live. If it came out already at the beginning of the season, it kind of like ruins the plot. There's almost like I do believe that it's if Kyle and Morgan stay together, it will come out towards the end of the season.
I mean, you think it's actually going to come out on the show?
No, I think it's going to come out in real life.
Oh, yeah, that they will come out at the end of the season airing, not
Yeah.
that it's filmed and whatever. Yeah. I
Morgan was with Kyle at BravoCon last year in New York. Morgan was
She
there.
was?
And no one noticed it because she wasn't a name yet. She has been in Kyle's life for a long ass time.
No, she hasn't. It's been a year. A little over a year.
Over a year. They started hanging out back
Yeah.
in
No, but
she
that's
got
why I think it's
sober.
weird. No, but that's why I think it's weird because they met in like August, and then by October when they filmed the reunion, she had already had matching tattoos with Morgan. That's the
Yeah, they
part
met a
where
little earlier than that. But yeah, they really started to connect around the summertime. And that's when she got sober. And
yeah,
that's when she lost all this weight.
yeah.
I don't know,
Oh,
guys. I don't know. It's I think people are really like hesitant to believe it because it feels so unbelievable.
yeah.
But because of that, like, I don't know, just why else would they always spend time together? She really is that close to a 28-year-old like rock star. Like that's who her people are. Her people are like who was on the show last night, who's her real life best friend. It said her personal assistant, which I was surprised by, but that's her best friend in real life. She's friends with Teddy. Like she's friends with, like this is really out of left field.
Wait, what do you think about the people saying that Edwin cheated on Teddy?
He did, according to Teddy. She basically admits it.
But she doesn't confirm it. Like it's more speculation, right? Or do we really
okay, on Watch What Happens Live, she said that it was triggering to her because she also had similar situations going on with her and Edwin. And then on 2Ts, she said that all she can really admit is like, because after saying a bunch of things that she and Edwin weren't going to make it, they were really struggling. She was really struggling to trust him and to be able to move forward. And then Tamara said, Teddy, are you saying Edwin cheated on you? And Teddy said, I'm saying that the photos of Emma and Mauricio were very triggering to me. Yes, she would say, no, that's her husband. I would never, if someone said, Donna, has Lance cheated on you? I wouldn't be like, I'm saying that. I'd be like, no, he's my husband. Of course he didn't cheat.
I mean, listen.
You didn't, if you're married to someone that you love.
I didn't hear the clip. I just saw the speculation of people of what they were saying about it. So I was like, I don't know the context in which it was said. But I mean, if you're confirming it, yeah. See,
if you're in a relationship with someone, if you're married to someone, you stand up for them. You don't want them dragged for being a cheater if they've never cheated. You wouldn't even let the speculation get out there. You would stand up for it.
I don't think Jeff Lewis is leaving Chef Stu out to dry, like alluding to the fact that Stu cheated on him. And I don't believe that.
Okay, so this is like the whole big drama. Jeff Lewis and Stu are officially broken up, it sounds like, from what we've heard. Jeff has said
they are officially broken up.
They are officially broken up. So like Jeff had his Halloween event last weekend and Stu was at a different Halloween party.
Yeah, the party I was at fighting with people.
He was with you. And Stu, all we know is from Jeff that Stu betrayed him. That's what he said. He betrayed me. He also said he got a full STD panel done, which makes or infers that Jeff had to check that he was completely clear of everything because potentially there was another person in the mix. Right?
I don't believe. Do you think Stu cheated?
I don't know Stu enough to know if he cheated, and I wouldn't like to say he did, but the whole Scam Likely situation, I don't know if you remember this. Do you want me to give you an update?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the thing that trips me up. Because I don't think Jeff is blame-free in any way, but Stu had a guy that he used to date. And when Jeff and Stu started dating, Stu would go like still hang out with this guy. And Jeff was uncomfortable about it. Was like, I don't want you hanging out with your ex. And Stu would find ways to still hang out with this ex when Jeff wouldn't know about it. And people would start to send Jeff like pictures of the two of them sitting at the bar in Chaconi's or whatever. So Jeff was like, it's got to stop. And then another time, Jeff realizes that Stu is texting with a number and it says Scam Likely. That's who the number is from. And he finds out that Stu has changed the number in his phone, like the contact of his ex-boyfriend to someone called Scam Likely. So if Scam Likely ever texted or called, it would come up as Scam Likely rather than the ex. That's shady.
That's
shady.
That's shady.
I think so too.
That's shady. I just don't think they have a healthy. I don't think they've ever had a healthy relationship.
No. And Stu is
you can now go and date Gage.
Jesus. I mean, Gage, how many ex-boyfriends of Jeff can get together at once? Like, that's what I want to know. No, Stu, I don't know if it's Stu or Jeff. Obviously, Jeff likes drama. He brings drama in his life all the time. Like, we've seen this through and through so many times. But at the same time, I wonder, I don't know. I don't know Stu enough to know. I just know that the guy likes fame as well. And he wants to be on reality TV. He wants to be famous. He wants to be popular. And Stu,
yeah.
I mean, both Jeff and him are both like fame whores, right? That's what they want to do. They want to be famous. They want to be known. They want to get jobs. They want to be successful.
Is this how we want to be known? Like, I mean, listen, it's working out great for Jeff. He has, what is it? Not Radio Jeff. What is it? Jeff Lewis Radio? What is it?
He got his own network on Sirius Radio. Yeah. I mean, Jeff has got a lot of drama right now. He was talking about it earlier this week. He has 6 big feuds in his life in the last few months that are, really, really hard for him. He said he lost Julie and Brandy, who are comedians that were on his show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is funny. Chef Stu, Gage, and Zoila need their own Jeff Lewis Reckoning article, but Zoila and Jeff are still very, very close.
Yeah.
Jeff still like totally takes care of Zoila.
It should be Stu, Gage, and
Jenny Poulos.
Jenny Poulos, yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine the Jeff Lewis reckoning? So he's lost Julie and Brandy, Heather McDonald, and now Stu. And he's talked badly about Jen Green, who is a producer on Hollywood Houselift that he totally threw under the bus. And then he's even saying that maybe there's like a little drama with him and Megan Weaver, which is his co-host.
I heard that there was a little drama with Megan because she took a photo with Heather, no?
He said that was like one of the things, but it's been 6 months of other things. I don't know what it is. All I know is that like he's got to hold on to that relationship. If he loses Megan, like it just feels like a lost cause at that point.
Yeah.
I would not want to be Jeff for this reason. This has got to be a very, very stressful life to always feel like someone's going behind your back or who's really your friend or who's not. I don't know. Maybe stop hiring your friends to be co-hosts.
But I mean, that's his own reality show. This is Jeff Lewis Live is his reality show.
And we're all paying attention.
And we're all paying attention. And at least he's got a little more control over it versus, flipping out.
I know. And Hollywood Houselift is about to come out. And hopefully, and all of this is going to drum up publicity probably for that. I'm definitely going to watch Hollywood Houselift. I love that show.
Is it like flipping out or is it his?
It's less of the personal stuff, although they're trying to get more personal stuff in this season. So maybe we'll see it, but it's more just, he works with all these celebrities. So he has like Josh Duhamel and, now Kate Bosworth and, there's so many, Regina Hall, Anthony Anderson, whatever. So he's redoing their houses. But it's really entertaining because it's Jeff. Jeff is entertaining. That's it. He's such a jerk, but he's entertaining and funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Jeff. I miss flipping out.
I do too. I know he's going to be at BravoCon tomorrow morning. He's opening up and doing the Q&A with Andy to start the event. Andy loves Jeff.
Yeah, they should date. No, they won't be able to date. They're on opposite coasts.
Well, Stu dated Andy.
What?
Yes. Stu dated Andy before Jeff. I was also floored when I found this out.
What? When?
Mm-hmm. Someone in the comments is going to know. I have no idea when or where or what, but yes.
OMG.
Maybe it was just like a hookup.
To me.
Yeah. I mean, guys, I did not make this up. Someone has told me this. I'm going to find out. Chef Stu and Andy Cohen. I mean, someone's going to find out. There's shock in the room. Oh my God.
I'm shocked. I'm like,
okay. Andy used to date Jeff Lewis's current boyfriend. Yes, this is on. Yes. The tea was spilled on the Jeff Lewis radio show when Stu was on as a guest. No further details like lengths or seriousness were revealed. That's weird.
I just got it. It's true.
All right. Well, you're going to have to text Stu and get the real scoop. We're going to have to find out. We need to find out. Stu, talk to us. Do you have an NDA? Do you think he does?
Interesting.
I wonder if he actually does have an NDA.
I don't think he does.
Would you date someone who made you sign an NDA?
That's really hard. I mean, it depends, right? Like if it was like Andy Cohen, this is hypothetical. I'm not going to date Andy Cohen, but like,
why not? I would.
Hypothetically speaking, if Andy Cohen saw me at BravoCon, is like, wow, your Ask Andy pen was so good today, Zach. I want to date you, but we can only go out if you sign an NDA. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I get it. So it depends on who it is. So Zach, I have a question for you. Marry F. Kill.
Okay.
Andy Cohen, Jeff Lewis, Chef stew.
Interesting. Gonna marry Andy for that money.
For that Hamptons house, baby. But that
Yes.
means you're daddy. That means now you have 2 kids.
I'm totally fine with that. I'm ready to have kids tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, okay.
I would do it on my own the same way Andy does. Having 2 puppies, they're 8 going on 9 months now, like, has really prepared me for, like, taking care of other creatures. And having 2 at the same time is a lot, but I'm just like, you know what? I actually want a baby even more now, because some people are like, you'll get rid of baby fever if you get a dog, and then you'll no longer have baby fever. I'm like, no, now I have it even more because I'm like, I can do this.
Okay, but no throwing Chardonnay if you got that baby.
I mean, listen, I have to pay the bills.
You got to go to the bourbon room.
Like,
wait, okay, so F or kill.
Okay, so F or kill, Jeff or Chef Stew. I'm going to F Stew and kill Jeff because I'm terrified of having any association to Jeff, because it'll be blasted, it'll be twisted, it'll be all sorts of listen, and Jeff and I are very similar in that sense, that I just put it all out there, that I just think it would probably not end well with Jeff.
Speaking of putting it all out there, I posted about you in my stories one day, and a guy that I work out with at my gym was like, I went on a date with him once.
What?
I know, I'll have to tell you. I'm not going to say it here. But you guys met online. But you met in real life.
Oh my God, I can't. Well, also, to be fair, I have heard things about me on, like, that people have said that were not true. Like, one time I remember one guy was tweeting, he was like, yeah, my best friend has an OnlyFans, and I remember Zack Peter was trying to, like, get on his OnlyFans, and he told them if he let him collab on his OnlyFans, that it would help him get so many subscribers. And I was like, listen, if I'm ever going to do OnlyFans, I'm going to do my own OnlyFans. I'm not going to pimp out somebody else's OnlyFans.
Wow. Well, this guy said that you were very cute, very sweet, but you work a lot. So that means you weren't into him. For sure. Like, you never say, oh, I'm too busy, I'm working, if you want to hook up with someone.
Yeah. I'm very curious as to who this is now, because that sounds a lot like me.
I'll send you a DM right after this.
Oh, all right. Shall we wrap? We're already at the 90-minute mark. Wow, this is
I know, and I have my show in 20 minutes. So, like, what am I going to talk about now?
You're going to talk about the Pretty Woman.
I can't wait. Like the gift, the necklace, the $5 million necklace.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
All right. Thank you, Donna. Where can everybody go and listen and subscribe to Daily Dose of Donna?
Daily Dose of Donna, spelled DANA, is on all your podcast apps. Spotify. I've got video on Spotify, just like Mr. Zack Peter. On YouTube every single day.
Big IP together.
Yes, we're big IP brother and sister. And shout out Scott. And also, of course, Instagram and TikTok at This Is Donna Bowling.
There we go. Donna Bowling, thank you for coming on No Filter with Zack Peter. Guys, go subscribe to Daily Dose of Donna. She puts out episodes 5 days a week, right?
5 days, baby. I'm a daily girl.
5 days a week. You can get us both. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. You can give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack, and get your tickets to our No Filter Night Out Friendsgiving edition, November 19th at the Bourbon Room in Hollywood. Go to nofilterlive.com. Donna Bowling's going to be there. The Brabros are going to be there. Evan Reel's going to be there. Jeff Epstein's going to be there. Faces by Bravo's going to be there. Jolene Lunzer's going to be there. And we have a lot of other surprise guests that I may be announcing.
Oh my God, what a fun lineup.
Well, you know the other players that are going to be there. I haven't said
I know, but I didn't know all of the ones that you just said. So that's exciting.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a Friendsgiving extravaganza. And if you can't make it, you can get live stream passes at nofilterlive.com as well.
I'm going to bring Leah McSweeney. She'll get drunk and then she'll blame you, Zack. So just get ready.
Please do. Vanity Fair, I'm ready for my expose.
Thanks, Zack.